Dear students, good morning. Dear students in grade 12, scientific section, good morning to everyone. Good morning, my dear colleagues who are watching us now or following us. Well, at the beginning of this session, let me introduce my colleagues who are going to participate in this seminar. Miss Lucia Karim, English supervisor from Aleppo Directorate. Good morning, Miss Lucia.
Good morning,
Thanks
Mr.
for
Bassem.
coming from Aleppo.
Thank you.
And Mr. Hussam Al Mahmoud, English teacher in Tartus Directorate. Good morning, Mr. Hussam.
Good morning, Mr. Bassem. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, as you know, our topic for today's session is Unit 7. Let me first give you an idea about the skills mentioned or dealt with in Unit 7 according to all skills, the main skills and the sub-skills. We can watch the laptop. Thank you very much. So the title of Unit 7, as you can see, dear students, is Microorganisms. After that, so it is related to biology, of course. In this unit, microorganism, as you can see in the books, in listening, you are going to learn how to listen for specific information and to give specific information for any person. When we talk about speaking, you are going to discuss issues, different issues related to biology or to microorganisms, the topic of this unit. When we talk about reading, of course, we have a text about viruses and bacteria, and of course in this text there will be a comparison between viruses and bacteria. In writing, when we talk about writing, of course you are going to learn how to write a composition about environmental health. In grammar, of course, we are going to talk about conditionals 2 and 3, I mean type 2 and type 3. When we talk about pronunciation, of course, we are going to learn something about silent letters. In vocabulary, we have some verb-noun collocations. In everyday English, we have, let's say, a sample on the phone terms. What expressions can we use when we talk on the phone? So that's everything about the skills in this unit. Let me first, dear students, dear colleagues, ask Miss Lucia Karim to give us an idea about the reading skill. I mean, let's start with reading. Let's introduce the unit step by step. The floor is yours, Miss Lucia. Thank you.
As you've mentioned, Mr. Bassel, that we've got unit plan and we've got skills and sub-skills that constitute the whole unit. If we start with the reading skill as the first skill mentioned in this unit, we've got the title, which is Viruses and Bacteria. Of course, as the title here, we have microorganisms, we have something which is connected with viruses and bacteria, and the whole unit is connected with this topic.
Yes. So let's start, Ms. Lucia, with the reading.
With the reading?
Yes.
First of all, we've got, of course, review here. We've got in the preview questions.
Yeah.
These questions are asked for the students before we start the reading text to prepare the students and get the ideas from them about the text itself. And as well as here we have a kind of brainstorming. We ask the students and elicit the ideas from them, and then we can, just concerning the answers, get the information about the text that they know.
Okay.
If we start with the first question, how clean is the world around us? The second question, what everyday things can carry germs? Number 3, when you hear the words viruses or bacteria, what does it bring to your mind? Here, of course, we activate the students' previous
brainstorming,
and
is a kind of brainstorming,
and get the ideas from them.
So the teachers our dear colleagues in the field must start or begin this unit with these questions, and of course they can choose other questions they can see suitable for the topic of the unit. So the teacher is free, in fact, but we are here trying to help the teacher to give him, and the student as well, to give let's say some questions to start with this unit.
And students here are free to answer the way they like and what information they get about this topic concerning bacteria and viruses.
Let's start with the text.
Yes.
If you like to read the text, it's
please.
okay.
The two most common causative agents of infectious diseases are the virus and the bacterium. They both are tiny to be seen by the naked eye. They can cause similar symptoms and are often spread in the same way. Bacteria are living organisms, but viruses are not. A bacterium is a single complex cell. It can survive on its own, inside or outside the body. This allows bacteria to live in many places: soil, water, plants, and the human body. Most bacteria are not harmful. We have many bacteria on and inside our body, especially in the gut, to help digest food. They also serve many vital roles in nature by decomposing organic matter and by converting nitrogen to chemical usable by plants. On the other hand, viruses are smaller and aren't cells. Unlike bacteria, they need a host, such as a human or an animal, to multiply. Viruses only grow and reproduce inside the host cells they infect. Their life involves the hijacking of the biochemical activities of a living cell.
Can I continue?
Yes, please.
To help you. Viruses and bacteria differ in how they cause infections. As the name suggests, viruses cause viral infections, whereas bacteria cause bacterial infections. Viruses infect a host cell and then multiply by the thousands, leaving the host and infecting other cells of the body. Diseases caused by a viral infection include influenza, common cold, flu, AIDS, and COVID-19. Bacteria, on the other hand, have a more varied operation and will often infect when the right opportunity arises. Bacterial infections include pneumonia, strep throat, ear infection, and food poisoning. In fact, it's very important to know whether bacteria or viruses cause an infection because the treatments differ. It can be very difficult to know what causes an infection because viral and bacterial infections can cause similar symptoms. Doctors need a sample of your urine, blood, or swab from your nose or throat to see what infection you have. That's it. Thank you very much. Well, now you can start, Miss Lucia, with the questions. We have some questions about the text. I think Mr. Hussam is ready to give us an idea about how to answer these questions of the text. Please.
First of all, to answer these questions, students should read the text carefully, silent reading, and to know the new vocabulary. They can check up the new words from a dictionary if they want, or they can ask the teacher to help them. After they understand the text, they go to read and understand what does the question mean exactly. Okay.
So you mean, Mr. Hussam, these questions, let's say, we want from the student, in fact,
to understand,
how to
to
analyze,
comprehend.
let's say, the main ideas of the text, to know the main ideas, to know how to compare or between bacteria and viruses, the main ideas, and maybe if we have some details between the lines, so he must be able to answer these questions.
Okay.
That's it. About meanings of words, as you said, and or ideas of the text.
The ideas of the
Thank
text,
you
yes.
very much. Let's start with exercise A.
Exercise number A, answer the following questions about the text above. Number 1, why can't viruses and bacteria be seen by the naked eye? The answer here, because they are tiny or
course,
very
we
small.
cannot see.
According to the text
These viruses
mentions
and
that
bacteria, yes.
viruses and bacteria can only be seen under the microscope.
Tiny, it means very
Very small.
Very small.
Then the answer is because they are very small.
Okay.
Question number 2, where can bacteria survive? Bacteria can survive on its own, inside or outside the body, unlike the virus. Okay? Then they can survive on its own, without a host. We
Yes.
mean
Yes.
inside or outside the body.
You mean they can live
Alone.
in the body
By
and
its
they
own,
can live
yes.
outside the body.
Outside the body.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Because they are creatures.
Okay.
Okay. 3, in what ways are bacteria useful to nature? They mention, or it's mentioned in the text, by decomposing organic matter and by converting nitrogen to chemicals usable by plants.
Good. Miss Lucia, thank
Yes.
you, Mr. Hussam. Okay.
Number 4, what do viruses require to multiply? The answer is they need a host such as a human or an animal to multiply, and this is the main difference between bacteria and viruses. Number 5, why is it difficult to know what causes an infection? The answer is because viral and bacterial infections can cause similar symptoms. Number 6, what do the word in bold, it and they, in the text refer to? Here it refers to bacterium and they refers to viruses.
Thank you. Thank you.
And of
very
course here the purpose of reading is comprehension.
Thank you.
As we know.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Now we can move on to exercise B. Mr. Hussam, please.
Exercise number B, match the words with their meanings. Number 1, causative. It means, number C, acting as the cause of something. Number 2, pneumonia. It means, number D, an acute inflammation of the lungs. Number 3, symptom. It means, number G, a sign that something exists, especially bad. Number 4, gut. It means, number H, a tube in the body through which food passes when it leaves the stomach. Number 5, decompose. It means, number A, to destroy gradually by natural chemical process. Number 6, digest. It matches F, to change food you have just eaten into substances that your body can use. Number 7, hijack. It means, number B, attack, to control something. And number 8, swab. It means, number E, a small amount of substance that is taken from someone's body in order to test it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussam.
Okay,
now,
welcome.
Miss Lucia, we have exercise C.
C. Complete the following sentences with information from the text. Number 1, the gut has many bacteria too. Here the complement is help digest food. Of course, students here should skim and scan the text in order to put the correct answer.
Of course.
Number 2, because the treatment of viruses and bacteria differs, it is important to, the complement is, know whether bacteria or viruses cause an infection.
Good.
Number 3, the life of viruses needs, the complement is the hijacking of the biochemical activities of a living cell.
May I
Number
add
4,
something?
yes.
Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Hussam, please.
Here the answer may be the life of viruses needs a host.
We can. We can, I
The
think
life
the
of
student
viruses
here,
needs a
Any
host.
logical answer here is acceptable.
Here,
of
the
Yes.
course.
student must
Exactly.
be able to complete the sentence with information from the text. So here, I think we have a variety. I mean, we have more than one choice, as you said, Mr. Hussam.
I mean, according
a
to the
host
text-
needs a host for what?
Exactly.
Needs a host
to survive.
live, to continue, to survive.
Yes,
We
exactly.
can say that. And needs the hijacking of the biochemical activities of a living cell. We can say
While
that.
skimming,
Yes,
or
yes,
scanning the text,
yes,
the student will see the word the host.
Yes,
Exactly, the noun phrase the host.
I agree
And
with you. I agree
in
with
the
you.
film,
But
yes.
here, again, it's correct. So we have
Sorry
two
for
choices.
interrupting.
It's okay. Number 4,
Number
please.
4, pneumonia is caused by bacteria.
Of course, it is caused by bacteria. Now, thank you, Miss Lucia. We can move on to talk about vocabulary. I mean, I think it is the second title in the unit after reading. So we have now vocabulary. When we talk about vocabulary, Mr. Hussam, we have a number of verb-noun collocations. Here we are trying to present some of them in this unit. All students in the baccalaureate must know that we have in English something called verb-noun collocations.
Collocations, exactly, yes.
Please.
It's ordered here to match each verb with its corresponding noun and complete the sentences using the correct form of the verbs. We have two lists, the first one about verbs and the other contains nouns. We are going to match every verb from list verbs with a noun. The first one is make. Make here goes with an effort. Make an effort, to exert
Yes.
an effort,
Yes.
to do something that needs a special
Yes.
special ability.
Not do an effort. To
Not
make
an effort, not do an
Yes.
effort, exactly. The next one is the verb raise, and here it goes with taxes, or to raise taxes.
Yes.
Just like as the governments do all over the
related
world.
to
They
financial
raise
issues.
taxes,
Yes, yes.
to fund
Yes,
other things, yes. The third one, give, and give goes with a lift. Give a lift, to take someone with you by your car, to give a lift. Run, and run a risk. Run a risk, to take a risk or run a risk. Make expectations and lose temper. For the sentences given, the first one, our boss often gets angry, and we have to use lose temper, but we have to add s, third person singular. Our boss often gets angry and loses his temper when things go wrong.
Yes.
Number 2, if she never posts anything on her personal website, she runs the risk of alienating her fans. Runs at the risk. Number 3, politicians often think the government should raise taxes in order to get more money to spend. Number 4, the new teacher didn't meet the headmaster's expectations and was fired after only 2 months. Number 5, his car broke down, so I gave him a lift to the nearest garage. 6, and last, not everything happens on its own. Sometimes we have to make an effort to get things
You have,
done.
or we have, it's okay. You have to make
You
an
have
effort.
to
It's
make
okay.
an effort
Yes.
to get some things done. Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much. I think now we have exercise B.
B.
Miss Lucia, please.
Yes. Here we've got another way in asking the students about the vocabs, the new vocabs in the unit. Choose the correct answer between brackets. Number 1, the council strives to raise or meet the expectations and aspirations of the community in delivering top quality services. The correct answer here is meet, because we've learned before that meet expectations here
Yes.
as meeting the expectation of someone.
Good.
Number 2, if taxes were given or raised by just 1%, hundreds of new schools and hospitals could be built. The correct answer here is raised, and of course here the students should pay attention to the past participle of the verb itself, which is given or raised, then know the meaning of the word itself, which is taxes raised.
Good.
Number 3, it will be difficult to attain your goal of fluency if you don't lose or make an effort to speak more in class. Of course, the question here, the answer is as make an effort.
Yes.
Number 4, when I feel like I'm about to lose or raise my temper, I just leave the room. Here the correct answer is as lose my temper. Can you meet or give me a lift to work tomorrow? My car is being repaired. The correct answer here is as give me a lift. Number 6, invest if you like, but you are running or giving the risk of losing everything if the business fails. Here the correct answer is as
Running the risk. Yes.
Running the risk.
Yes. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Hussam, we have another skill mentioned
Third skill,
in Unit 7, another
pronunciation.
title. It is pronunciation. The title here is
Silent
letters.
Exactly.
Of course, students should know that when we, let's say, pronounce words in English, sometimes we need to, let's say, hide, let's say, some letters. I mean, we don't pronounce them.
Mute.
That's why they are mute. That's why we call them silent letters. So silent letters or mute letters, it means that we don't pronounce them when we say the words. What about these silent letters, Mr. Hussam, please?
A silent or mute letter in a word is a letter that is written but not pronounced. Here are some examples of silent letters in the book. The first one is logically. The letter A is mute. Climb.
So not logically.
No,
it
not
is
logically.
Logically.
It's a common mistake, yes.
Logically, yes.
Yes. Logically. Climb.
Not climb.
No,
Climb.
not climb. Muscle.
Yes.
Wednesday. Make. Calm. Halfpenny. A light. Exhausted. Business. Knife. Mnemonic. Atom. Sword. Castle.
Not castle.
Yes, castle and
Yes.
colleague.
Colleague. Yes. Thank you. Good.
Now we are going to listen and circle the silent letters. We have the word ghost. The silent letter here is H. The next word.
Can we listen? Or
Yes.
after that?
After that, we are
After
going to
this,
listen. Yes.
we have a
Exactly.
listening exercise. Yes. We
Ghost,
have a file.
H
We can
is
listen
mute.
to this audio. Okay.
Ghost H is mute. Guitar U is mute. Me K is mute, or a mute letter. Salmon, it's a kind of fish. L is mute. Tissue, the first S is mute. Bomb,
Bum, not bomb.
Exactly.
Yes. Bum.
whale,
Yes.
scissors,
Scissors.
and wrist.
Wrist. Yes. Wrist.
Now we
Yes.
can listen. We listen
Now.
to the audio.
Yes.
We have got an audio and we are going to classify the words according to the balance, according to the silent letters in the balance.
Thank you, Mr. Hussam.
Welcome.
Thank you. Miss Lucia, please. Now we are going to listen
And
to
put
the
the following
audio.
words in the
Then,
correct balloons.
After we listen, we can classify
Classify the words
these words.
concerning the silent.
Unit
Sorry.
Unit 7, recording 7.2. Listen and put the following words in the correct balloons. Rhyme, comb, knot, calm, knock, honest, wear, thumb, yoke, crumb, wrong, should, night, answer, doubt, choir, whole, talk, right, no.
Good. Is there any need to listen to the audio again? There is no need,
I
I
don't
think.
think so.
It's very clear. Okay, Miss Lucia,
Now
please.
the question is,
To
listen.
the next slide, they are
Yes.
classified, yes.
Yeah. Listen and
Unit
put the
7,
following.
recording 7.2.
Sorry.
Unit 7, recording 7. Unit 7, recording.
I'm sorry.
Unit 7.
Next slide, sir.
Next
It's okay. Next
Unit-
slide. Next slide.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen and put the following words in the correct balloons. Now, silent K, not, night, knock, and no. Silent H, rhyme, honest, choir, where. Silent B, come, thumb, crumb, doubt. Silent L, should, talk, calm, yoke. Silent W, wrong, whole, answer, and right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we have another exercise, Mr. Hussein.
Another exercise to add the magic
It is
E.
exercise C, yes.
It's about adding the magic
We called
E.
it magic
Yes,
E.
magic E because
Why
it
is
changed.
it magic?
Because it changes.
It is.
It changed the word, the
It
meaning,
changes the word,
and the
sometimes
pronunciation
it
of
is
the word.
silent,
Yes.
maybe. Yes.
The
Okay.
first one, cut. When we add E, it becomes cute.
Good.
Number two, kit. When we add E at the end of the word, it becomes kite.
Kite.
Number three, rat.
Rat.
And when we add magic E at the end of the word, it becomes rate.
Yes.
Number four, hat. When adding E at the end of the word or to the end of the word, it becomes hate. Number five, not. When we add E, it becomes note.
Note. Yes.
And finally, bit. Adding E, it becomes bite.
Bite. Oh my
Bite.
God. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Hussein.
Welcome, Mr. Bassel.
A nice exercise, in fact. Well, let's go on. Now we have another title, Miss Lucia. It
Which
is
is
grammar.
grammar.
When we talk about grammar, we have a very important topic here. Type 2, conditionals type 2, conditionals type 3.
3.
So please, let's start with grammar.
If we start with conditional sentences type 2, of course here we start with the form. The form is if plus simple past, main clause with would plus the infinitive. When do we use the second conditional? Actually, we use the second conditional to refer to imaginary situations in the present. An example about that, if I had enough money, I would buy a Ferrari.
Really?
Yes?
Me too. So if I had enough money, I would buy a Ferrari. If I had enough money, I would buy a new house. If I had enough money, I would...
But
full
remember,
stop.
Mr. Bassel, it's an imaginary situation in the
Yes,
present.
yes. So it is an imaginary
Yes,
situation. We
yeah.
are here imagining something about the present which is not true,
That's it.
right? Good.
We hope that it will be true, inshallah.
Okay.
Conditional
Inshallah.
sentences type 3, we've got
let
here.
me give you an example. If my mother were here, I would kiss her or kiss her hand.
Okay, okay.
But she isn't here.
So
okay?
we hope
So,
that
yes.
it would be. So, conditional sentences type 3. If plus past perfect, we have the main clause with would plus have plus past participle.
Good.
Refer to imaginary here situation, but it is in the past. An example, if I had had enough money, I would have bought a Ferrari. Here, the situation is imaginary, but it is in the past. So the form is
I
past
think
perfect
here,
with
if I
would
had found
plus
her
have
address,
plus past participle.
you're reading this one example, the first example here in conditional free, right? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now we've got the form of the conditional sentences as a kind of comparison between the two. We've got the if clause and the main clause. In the main clause here, we've got if clause in the second one, but with a comma. Let's have an example. If plus simple past, comma, we've got would plus infinitive. If we compare it with the conditional sentence in the third form, we've got if plus past perfect, comma, we've got would or wouldn't plus have plus past participle.
Yes.
This is concerning the form. If we compare the examples here, if I found her address, I would send her an invitation. If we compare it with the conditional number 3, we've got if I had found her address, I would have sent her an invitation. Another example for the conditional type 2, if I were you, I wouldn't do that. So in the final form, we have if plus past simple. We've got in the main clause would plus infinitive. Concerning conditional type 3, we've got if plus past perfect, we've got would plus have plus past participle.
Would or wouldn't.
Would or
Yes,
wouldn't,
have
of course.
plus past participle.
If we've got negative.
Example.
Okay, to sum up.
Now, to sum up, now we move to the use of conditional sentences.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Hassan,
Yes,
please.
Mr. Hassan.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Lucia.
Then conditional sentences type 2 refer to something not true about the present or future, imaginative. Example, if I had enough time now, I would visit my aunt. But really, I don't have enough time, so I can't visit her now.
Good.
Okay? A note about second conditional. In formal English, we usually use were instead of was in second conditionals. Example.
So we can use were with all pronouns.
Yes.
If I were, if she were, if it were,
even
if
with
he were.
he,
Yes.
she, or it. Exactly.
Yes.
The if clause can be first or second in that sentence. We can start with the if clause or the main clause. Relating to third conditional sentences type 3 refer to something not true about the past. If we compare in second conditional, it's not true about the present or future. Here in third conditional, it's not true about the past. They are truly hypothetical and unreal. Example, if I had had enough time yesterday, I would have visited my aunt. But really, I didn't have enough time yesterday, so I didn't visit her.
So we are talking here about the past, not about the present.
Imaginary
Type
situation
3.
about the
Yes,
past,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
The note here is that the if clause can even be first or second in the sentence. Then in general, in conditional sentences, we can start with if clause or the main clause.
Good.
Yes. In first conditionals, when we use when instead of if to show that something is more likely, I will give you a lift. Example, I'll give you a lift into town if I finish my work in time. Or we can say, I'll give you a lift into town when I finish this work. This is a time clause, not a conditional clause, not an if clause. Okay? We use unless, the third note, we use unless to show a negative condition. It means if plus not, in a way or another, with a similar meaning to if plus not. Example, unless she had fastened the seatbelt, she would have been injured.
So
this
unless
means
she had fastened
if she had not fastened.
It is.
Okay.
Unless, you mean, she had fastened the seat belt, she would have been injured.
It means exactly when we say
If she
had not fastened
Yes.
the seatbelt, she would have been injured.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Now we have an exercise. It is exercise A, Miss Lucia. Please.
Choose the correct answer, A, B, or C. Here we've got multiple choice concerning the conditional sentences. Number 1, A, would have been, B, will be, C, would be
Let's read
very
the
unhappy.
whole sentence first, Miss Lucia.
Okay,
Then
okay.
we can read the choices.
I, space, very unhappy if my friends didn't come to the party.
So it is past.
So it is here past because we've got
come.
didn't
Clause.
come. So we have to put here would
Past
plus
simple, yes.
infinitive, and here we have to put would be.
So I would be very unhappy if my friends didn't come to the party. Number 2, please.
Number 2, your brother wouldn't have found such a nice job if he, space, a university diploma. The choices are A, hadn't had, B, didn't have, C, doesn't have. Here we've got wouldn't, have, found,
It is type 3.
and it is type 3.
So,
So here we have to take past participle, which is
Hadn't had.
hadn't had.
Number 3.
And past perfect, of course, here. Number 3, if you had come in time, you space the lesson, wouldn't miss, wouldn't have missed, and won't miss. The correct answer here is wouldn't have missed because we've got here past perfect.
yes.
Number 4, people wouldn't have crossed the Bosphorus if these bridges have built, didn't build, and hadn't built. Of course, here the answer is hadn't built because we've got here would plus have plus past participle. Number 5, you would have some money in your pocket if you it so generously. So here we have wouldn't spend, or hadn't spent, or didn't spend. The correct answer here is hadn't spent. The last
Would have some money.
Would have.
Would have.
So here we've got didn't spend.
Didn't.
Second condition.
Didn't
The second
spend.
conditional,
Yes.
didn't
Yes.
spend.
I've noticed this.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Here we've got the have, so
It's okay. It's okay.
yeah.
Number 6.
Number 6, if I in debt, I would quit my job. I'm not, weren't, and hadn't been. The correct answer here is weren't.
Thank you very much, Miss Lucia. Exercise B, Mr. Hussein, please.
Exercise number B, complete the following sentences. Here answers may vary. What we are going to give suggested answers, okay? Number 1, I'd spend every winter in Kasab if, here I suggest I had enough money, for example. And
Okay.
can I
If
answer?
I had enough time.
If I had enough time. If I had a house there,
Yes.
okay?
Okay.
If you go with me, if you went with me,
Okay.
yes, if you went with me. Number 2, if Sarah had had enough time, she would have helped her mom in the kitchen.
Okay.
Number 3,
Here, the student is free, of course. Here we
Yes.
are just trying to suggest
These are-
some completions, but the student can choose another completion.
These are suggested
he can,
answers.
Use his own words to complete, but his completion must be suitable grammatically to the first clause.
we are
right?
giving only
Yes.
samples,
And
yes?
the meaning, of course, it must correspond to the meaning of the first
Exactly.
clause. Yes.
If it doesn't have sense,
Okay.
yes, it's not okay.
Number
3, Jack will buy his son a computer when, and here we have a time clause, not a conditional clause,
Okay.
when he passes his exam successfully.
Okay.
When he passes. Okay, number 4, if my car hadn't run out of petrol, I would have arrived on time.
Good. It means that he didn't arrive on time.
He didn't arrive in time. It's hypothetical here.
good.
Imaginary about
Yes.
the past.
Number
Number 5, Jane would have attended her friend's birthday if her father hadn't been too ill, or if her mother had given her permission, for example.
Yes.
Number 6, unless Caroline's car had broken down, and here it means that it had broken down,
Yes.
she would have given me a lift.
Or she would have, let's say, arrived
On time, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Here it means
Thank you.
if
she didn't
if
arrive.
if Caroline's car hadn't broken down, she would have given me a lift.
It means that she didn't give her a lift.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. C.
Welcome.
Exercise C, Miss Lucy.
Exercise C, rewrite the following sentences using conditionals type 2 or 3. Here we've got an example. I went to bed late last night, so I was tired the following day. If I had gone to bed early last night, I would have been tired for the following day. Here, of course, we have to choose between the second and third type. Concerning if we've got present, we have to put type 2. If we've got past, we have to put
So here,
type 3.
it is a good skill for the student to be able to imagine the situation, to use
related to present.
type 2 or type 3.
Type 3.
So here he should use his imagination,
Yes.
right? I mean the student. If I went to bed late last night, so I was tired the following day. So if I, let's say, went to bed early, what is the completion?
Yes, I wouldn't have been tired the following
Here,
day.
because it is past, we should use type 3.
Type
If I had
If
been,
I
Exactly.
had gone to
If
bed
I had
early
gone
last
to bed
night,
early.
I wouldn't have been tired the following day.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Number 1. I want to ring a friend now, but I don't know her phone number. Here we've got a present situation. So the student here should choose type 2.
Type 2.
If I knew
So when
my
the
friend's
sentence is
phone
in the
number,
present, if he wants to imagine, he should use type 2.
2.
If the sentence is in the past simple, so we are talking about the past, it means we have
Third
here to
conditional.
imagine about the past, not about the present. So we have to use type 3.
Type 3.
Good.
if I knew my friend's phone number, I would phone her now. Number 2, the poor man couldn't build his house because the officials stopped him. The answer is the poor man could have built his house if the officials hadn't stopped him. Of course, here we've got type 3 because
Yes.
we've got past situation.
Yes.
Number 3, our team didn't win the match, so they didn't move up.
So didn't win.
So here we've
past.
got as well type 3. If our team had won the match, they would have moved up. Number 4, Christine isn't on holiday in Italy because she is in hospital now. Here we've got the present situation and we have to choose here type 2. So Christine would be on holiday in Italy if she weren't in hospital now. And here, students, as you can see, we've got where with she.
Yes.
So we can use where with all pronouns.
Yes.
Number 5, the streets in our town are very crowded, so I can't drive my car. The answer is, if the streets in our town weren't very crowded, I could drive my car. And here we've got present situation, and here we have to choose type 2.
Thank you very much, Miss Lucia. Now, Mr. Hussam, we have another skill in this unit. It is
Everyday
everyday
English.
English. When we talk about everyday English, this title, here we have some expressions the students should use when talking on the phone. So we are trying here to give some of the expressions that can be used when talking on the phone. Not all expressions. We are here trying to present or introduce, let's say, some expressions. Not all expressions in English, because we can't, of course, present all expressions in English in one unit. So some expressions that can be used in this case.
Yes.
Mr.
Here the
Hussain.
student is asked to read and listen to the following telephone conversation. We have got the audio. We can listen to it, please.
Yes. Let's listen to the audio.
Unit 7, recording 7.3. Read and listen to the following telephone conversation.
National Health Agency, good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to speak to Dr. Amal, please.
May I ask who's calling, please?
My name's Zaina.
Just a moment, Miss Zaina. I'll put you through. I'm sorry, Dr. Amal's line is engaged. Will you hold, or can I take a message?
Could you ask her to ring me back, please? My phone number is 0303 242 892.
Certainly, I'll do that. Thank you for calling.
Okay. Here the student is going to practice these phrases about telephone conversations. They are useful for real life. Okay? And they are going to pay special attention to the words in bold or the phrases in bold. Moreover, they are going to pay attention to how to pronounce or to spell the four numbers, number by number.
So here, the purpose, Mr. Hussam, of such exercises in our new course, IMAR, is to put the student in a real situation. If we look at exercise B here, we are trying to give him the situation, to imagine himself in this situation and to make, let's say, a good practice, to do some practice to use some expressions from real life.
Yes, in
This is
number
the
B,
purpose
he is
of the
asked
exercise.
to produce or to make another conversation
Yes.
about a situation or one of the situations below. This in blue, we have your name is Lucy. A new family has moved into the house next door.
So, Mr.
Ring them
Hussam,
and
I can make a talk with you now, and we can make a similar conversation about on the
okay.
Why not?
on the
It's
phone.
possible.
Why
too.
not?
Yes, yes.
Let's try to do
Exactly.
it.
Yes.
Please, you both.
Okay, concerning introduce yourself, I can use the sentences that are in bold. So instead of this is Zaina, this is Lucy.
Good.
Hello, Lucy. How are you?
Fine. Welcome them to the neighborhood. Hello, Mr. Hussam. Just a moment. Yes,
Ask
I'll put you through.
if they have any children and what
Yes.
they are called.
Yes, exactly.
I've got 3 children.
Yes. And ask if they have
are their
a
names?
child. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You are going.
yeah.
I'm going to ask you. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Who is calling, please, from the beginning?
Yes,
Feedback.
this is Lucia.
Lucia, welcome, Lucia. You are our new neighbor, right?
Yes, good morning.
Okay. How
I'd
many
like to
children?
speak to you.
And like, pleased to meet you or to speak to you. How many children do you have exactly?
I've got 3 children.
Okay. What are their names?
George, Anastasia, Beroya.
MashaAllah. God please
God
them.
bless them.
Okay.
Thank you.
How old are they?
They are 14, 12, and 8.
Okay. Tell me about your husband. What does he do? What does he work?
He works as a free worker.
Okay, you are welcome in our neighborhood here, and this is my number. It's appears.
Let's stop here. Don't give
okay,
her
okay.
your number.
Okay.
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 Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think it is
This
a
is a
nice
sample
exercise, so
of
easy. So
the pair
easy
work
for
for
all
the students. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, let's go on. I think
Unit 7, recording
Sorry?
7.
Next slide.
Here,
Again,
the
the
next
next
slide, the
slide.
next
Here
skill
we have
is listening.
another title,
Okay.
listening. Listening for specific information. Let's start with exercise 8, please, Miss Lucia.
Yes. Here we've got as a pre-listening stage, in pairs or groups discuss the following questions as preparing the students for the coming extract. Is public transport safer and more germ-free than cars? Why or why not? How often should drivers clean steering wheels? 3. How can people keep their cars hygienic? Now, students here should listen to the extract for the first time.
Exercise A, the purpose of exercise A is just to warm up the
Yeah.
students, brainstorming. It is a type
As
of
a pre-listening
brainstorming.
stage for
A
the
pre-listening
students.
stage.
Yes, it is a pre-activity, pre-listening stage.
Exactly.
Now we have during listening stage, we have the exercise itself.
Okay.
So let's listen to the following extract and choose A, B, or C to complete, not to compete the sentences.
Okay.
There is a copy mistake
The
here.
audio, please.
It's okay.
Recording 7.4. Listen to the following extract and choose A, B, or C to complete the sentences. Many people feel safer in their own cars than risk getting germs while traveling in public transport. The truth for many car drivers and passengers is the opposite. A British survey discovered that most cars are so dirty inside that they are a potential breeding ground for bacteria such as the deadly E. coli. The survey was carried out by the University of Nottingham. Microbiologists analysed the steering wheels, handbrakes, footwells and seats to find out what bacteria might be lurking there. They found that most cars were dirty enough to harbor the deadly bacteria. They also discovered that most car owners give very little thought to the importance of keeping their car interior hygienic.
Okay. I'll try to repeat the audio again, just once.
Okay.
Recording 7.4. Listen to the following extract and choose A, B, or C to complete the sentences. Many people feel safer in their own cars than risk getting germs while traveling in public transport. The truth for many car drivers and passengers is the opposite. A British survey discovered that most cars are so dirty inside that they are a potential breeding ground for bacteria such as the deadly E. coli. The survey was carried out by the University of Nottingham. Recording 7.4.
Okay. Now, I think we are ready to
Answer the
the questions.
Okay.
Number one.
We have listened to the conversation or the speech. Question number one. People usually think that is safer than public transport. Choice number A is bicycle, B, airplane, and C, their own car.
Their own cars.
The
Their own
answer, according to the
Okay.
text, is
Their
their
Number
own cars.
two.
Number two, the survey found out that cars are
Are, of course, full of
full of
bacteria.
bacteria. Number B. Exactly. Number three, the survey was carried out by one of these three universities. And
It
the answer
is it
is number
Nottingham
A,
University?
Nottingham University,
Yes.
exactly. Number four, microbiologists discovered that bacteria can be found on A, steering wheels, B, handbrakes and seats, C, both A and B. And the answer, the correct answer is both, B, A and B.
Good.
Five, the study showed that car owners are cleaning their cars, and unfortunately, they are not interested in cleaning their cars.
So, Miss Lucia, what do you think of drivers who eat and drink at the wheel?
I don't think it's a good thing. And here is as
Some
a kind
people
of
need to or have
yeah,
to.
yeah,
They are.
as a
then
kind
they
of
have to clean.
Yes. Yes.
Their
So
car.
after eating, it's okay to
Yeah.
eat in the car, in your car, but when you finish, you should clean your car, clean the wheel, clean the places, the car,
and this
everything.
question is a kind of post-listening skill.
Yes.
And here we've got the experience of students and what did they learn from the
Yes.
extract that they hear.
So we have some values here.
Yeah.
We're trying to give some values. Now, when we talk about speaking, I think because we don't have enough time, let's move on to talk about.
Writing.
We can discuss it here.
Just a discussion about
It's a discussion
health
in
risks.
classrooms, and this discussion will help the students to have some values, to know some information about the main topic of Unit 7. They can discuss, they can give their ideas, opinions, etc. Now we have writing. Writing here a composition about environmental health. Mr. Hussam, please.
In groups, discuss the following questions. Number one, what do you know about environmental health? We mean by environmental health how healthy the surrounding of us is. Or is the surrounding of us, or are the surroundings clean enough? Are they healthy enough? We are talking here about ventilation, to open the windows at home, for example.
Your house,
and to keep
your things, your tools,
your car,
your car,
office,
your job, everything.
Yes, your
everything.
room, exactly.
Yes.
Your class, the environment in school.
Wherever you are, the
Wherever
place
you are.
must be clean.
Yes, healthy.
Yes,
It's better.
and healthy.
Yes.
So, to what extent are humans environmental friendly? I think here we have a
Unfortunately, they are
variety.
not friendly.
Some people
Okay.
follow, let's say, safe
Some
rules.
safety procedures.
yes,
Yes.
safety rules, and
Not all
others
the
don't.
people. Not
and
all
others
people.
don't. We hope that
Yes.
all people follow these rules.
Exactly.
How,
How
can
can
we
we
reduce
reduce-
health problems in public places when people follow the rules? When they follow the rules,
Safety
I think
procedures,
they will
yes.
live a safer life.
And all of us knows the social distancing concerning COVID-19 and
Yes.
applying the rules of
When we
safety
follow
of
the
health.
rules.
Yeah, when
Exactly.
we follow the rules.
We have rules, and we have to follow these rules.
Keep putting masks.
Yes. Now,
Yes.
how to write the composition in no more than 100 words. Of course, here in the book, we mentioned 100 words. In the exam, you should know, dear students, that you are not going to write more than 80 words. So in the exam, there will be 80 words, not 100 words. So in no more than 80 words, write a paragraph. But here, it is a book. You are studying a course, so we need you to write. We need you to practice writing. It's okay when we say 100 words. In the exam, we are not going to say 100 words. 80 words will be enough. So, a paragraph about environmental health. Miss Lucia.
Okay, in no more than 100 words, write a paragraph about environmental health, and the following prompts can help you. Setting laws to limit pollution, laws prohibiting smoking in public areas, awareness in the health education, uncontaminated water, air, soil and food.
Thank you very much. So students should know that when we want to write a composition in the exam, they will be given some hints. These hints, maybe we can say, they must be included in your topic. So
they are not
we
obliged
can
to use
give
all of them.
the student some elements to help him or to guide the students to write his own topic or his own composition in the exam. So we will try to give some ideas in the final exam. Here it's just a practice in the book. Since we have no time, time is over, dear students, dear colleagues, I'd like to say that as you can see, teachers, students, any unit can be covered if we follow a good strategy. Do not follow the translation method or traditional methods. Try to follow modern methods when teaching English. This is our message for this session. At the end of this session, dear students, dear colleagues, let me thank my dear colleagues in the studio, Miss Lucia Karim, English supervisor from Aleppo Directorate. Thanks for coming, Miss Lucia.
Thank you, Mr. Basil.
And Mr. Hussam Al-Mahmoud, English teacher in Tartus Directorate. Thanks for coming, Mr. Hussam. Dear
Welcome,
students,
Mr.
dear
Basil.
colleagues, we hope that our session for today was fruitful. We hope to see you again, to meet you again in other seminars. Till we meet, we wish you all the best and good night. Thank you.